We should brace ourselves for new rules of the road. The latest draft of AARTO regulations have been gazetted by the Transport Department. The new system introduces the demerit point system and also something called the infringement penalty levy. It's expected to go live next July. Reporter Silindelo Masikane has been on that story. A lot of debate around this new system. Slee, good afternoon to you, and particularly as far as demerits, which we've been hearing about for years.
Certainly, Jeremy, not only just debate, I think anxiety, a lot of fear, and a lot of questions around exactly how this particular system is going to work. And that is why we find ourselves here in Randburg, in fact, where we do have the RTIA basically having launched an educational drive as well as kiosks that will be placed at licensing centres as well as other testing stations where motorists will be able to get more information around the demerit point system that you've correctly stated comes into effect on the 1st of July 2021. It's a 540-page document that has been gazetted and is open for public opinion. And at these particular kiosks, like the one that I'm standing at here at the Randburg licensing station, motorists can get a pamphlet like this one where they can get a lot more details around how this demerit point system works. We know that it works in 3 stages, where one gets an infringement notice as well as a number of other letters before the fine is taken to effect. And of course, we do know that you are, as a motorist, able to contest these fines in court. But let's just take a listen to what one of the officials had to say around the thought process of this demerit system.
The biggest aim for the AARTO Act is to change the behaviour of the motorist. As we do see that there's a lot of reckless driving, we do have a lot of fatal accidents on the road. So with the demerit point system and the AARTO system, it's meant to change the behaviour of the driver so we can reduce the fatalities and the accidents on the roads.
Fair enough. Anything to bring the road death toll down is important. So how does it work?
Well, basically, what motorists will have is around a number of points that will be placed against your driver's license depending on the severity of the infringement. So, for example, if you are driving an unlicensed vehicle, that particular infringement comes with a fine of around 500 Rand, and it comes with a demerit point of 1 point. But if, for example, you are driving without a license, a driver's license, that carries a fine of around 1,250, and that carries a demerit point level of 4. And you have up to 15 points that you can basically accumulate before your driver's license is then essentially put on hold. And you have around 3 more chances after that, after you reach that 15-point mark. After your 3rd chance, then you have the possibility of actually losing your license completely and having to actually start the entire process once more. But how it also works, Jeremy, is that if you, let's say, have accumulated 4 points for driving without a license, if for the next 3 months you don't accumulate any more points, then they will minus 1 point from that demerit system. But to just give us more detail, let's take a listen to another official.
The whole objective of AARTO is to make sure that people comply with their infringements. Now, selective infringements will have points, not all of the infringements. For example, if you drive 130 in a 120 kilometer zone, there's no infringement points. So there's a number of points for each depending on the severity of the infringement, you get a number of points. And that points will then add up, but every 3 months that you don't have infringements, it will be reduced by 1 point. When you reach 15 points, your license will be suspended. You're not allowed to drive anymore, and you won't be able to apply for another license. After 3 months, it will be reduced by 1 point, and if it goes below 15, you can drive again. But if you incur now more infringements, you will get more points, and when it goes above 15 for the 3rd time, your license will be suspended and then will be cancelled. And then you have to apply anew for a driving license.
Inevitably, of course, its success hinges on proper enforcement and proper data management. Live